What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have a special guest in the building today, Mr. Deion Nugget Warren of Jackson State, cornerback over there for the Tigers. Nugget, how's it going, man?
Man, things are going great today. Today, my team and I, we had a great day of practice. This homecoming week, we got to step closer to our goals, and everybody got 1% better.
Yes, that is awesome to hear. That is awesome to hear. The Tigers are gearing up to go against the Campbell Camels for their homecoming game, a game that everybody's ready to see. But before we get into Campbell and all the stuff and all the hype surrounding that game, I want to learn more about you, Nugget, man. I want to learn more about your start in the game of football. So who kind of introduced you to ball, around what age, and what kind of got you interested in the game of football?
Okay, yes, sir. So my father, he played football throughout his life, and he really opened up my eyes to the sport at a young age. He's been training me since I was 2 years old, and I didn't get the opportunity to play football until the 8th grade.
Wow, the 8th grade. So think about that. You were training from age 2, but didn't get to play to 8th grade. What was the purpose of your father, your parents keeping you out of ball until middle school?
All right, so my dad, he honestly wanted me to play since a young age, but my mother, for one, like where I'm from, you got to pay to play. So at the time, we really didn't have the money. But on my, what was it? I think my 10th or my 11th birthday, when I was in the 8th grade, my uncle, he actually paid for me to play, and he gave me the opportunity to showcase my talents.
That's awesome to hear, man. That's awesome to hear. So when you started playing ball, was there a specific position? Have you always been a defensive back, a defensive player? Were you an offensive guy? Like what kind of made you end up on the defensive side of ball?
Oh no, sir. So in 8th grade, I actually was able to play a lot of positions. I played running back, I played receiver, I played safety as well. I didn't play much of corner, but I mainly played safety.
Now you had kind of like an unorthodox period in high school as far as playing football. For the folks that don't kind of know your story, kind of what took place while you were in high school and football and all of those things?
Yes, sir. So I went to Suitland High School located in Suitland, Maryland, and my 9th grade year I played on junior varsity. My 10th grade year I played on junior varsity as well, but my 11th grade year I started to have grade issues. I had a lot of situations going on that I really didn't know how to cope with, and it reflected on my grades. So my 11th grade year I was ineligible, and my 12th grade year I was ineligible as well. But that time I came up ineligible, I had met someone at summertime because, we used to train all the way up until the summer. We used to do 7-on-7 camps at a lot of different schools. So that particular summer, we had a new quarterback coming in. His name was Quan Vance. He was transferring from First Ship High School located in D.C. So him and real close, and he found out he had grade issues as well. So what he did was he had left and went to an alternative school. At the time, I didn't know about it until he had told me, like, for this specific school, you don't need grades to play. All you got to do is get accepted into the school. So by me listening to that, I wanted to play football my 12th grade year. So that's what I did. I left, and I played there for 5 games. Then I came back to my high school, and I reclassified. So after I reclassified, I got the 2.0 so I can play my second senior year. But that summertime, my school, they had a principal change. And the new principal that came, he didn't agree with me being there, and I was forced to graduate from alternative school.
Wow. Now, I mean, that's a lot for a young man. Like, what was kind of like your mindset going through all that? How was your family when you had to go through some of those? You work really hard to play ball, and then a new principal comes in and kind of takes that away from you. What kind of was your mind going through all of that?
Well, going through all that, I honestly almost quit playing football, but I had a great group of guys around me. I got very close friends that they kept me motivated. They kept me getting out the house. I really want to be going through the depression stage because it was a tough time for me. I had a lot going on back at home with my family as well. Like back then, we weren't the closest family, so by young and going through things like that, and especially like at the time, my father wasn't home, so I was basically being raised by a single mother with my siblings. And you kind of know how that go when you grow up kind of in the hood, and you don't really got no guidance. So things really wasn't that good with my family back then because I was still trying to figure out myself, and I was kind of trying to do things my way, which was the wrong way.
And so you graduated from the alternative school. When did the JUCO route kind of come into play, and how did that work out for you?
All right, so after I graduated from the alternative school, I was supposed to enroll into Lackawanna College that fall. But a couple of days before I was supposed to move in, I was told I had to pay about like $5,000 to $8,000, and of course, I had that. So throughout that whole process, I wasn't able to play football for 2.5, almost 3 years. So instead of me, I almost gave up that time too. I almost quit football for good. But the same group of friends, they motivated me. We used to go to the gym. They used to work out with me as well. But instead of going that fall, I ended up enrolling that spring. And basically, they transferred my financial aid. They added up from that semester since I didn't use it, and I was able to use that in the spring. And I was able to also do a payment plan, which my mother helped with. My mother and my grandmother's helped with.
Okay. So you were at the JUCO. You enroll in spring. We hear all the trials and tribulations of going to a JUCO. Just what was your experience like? Getting to the JUCO after going through all that mess with high school, and then finally getting to play. But what was your JUCO experience like?
Luckily, my brother's name Cameron Brown. He was already there before I got there. So
okay,
one person there. But when I got there, it was a culture shock for me because I'm only used to people from my area, and I was put in Pennsylvania with people that don't really look like me. So. But the good thing about it is, the one thing I can say about Lackawanna is we had a real brotherhood. Like, we was all in one dorm. So our one dorm had our weight room, our washroom, and it was a lot of cool people there. Like, even though I wasn't used to them people, they kind of helped me. They kind of helped me, I say, learn how to greet and meet new people that's not from where you're from. So yeah, it was just a lot of different things, but the family and the bonds we built there is very unbreakable, I could say.
Hey, that's good to hear, man. That's awesome. And I'm
gonna tell you one short story, like one of my
favorites. Yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's go.
So, all right, after I came back this was about to be my first season, my first collegiate season there, and we got camp, so we come back a month. Everybody is nothing but the football team there. So it's me and the people I play with in the spring, and of course the newcomer freshmen there. And one thing we all did was they kind of treated me like I was already there. Kind of treated me like a sophomore. I was never treated like a freshman. So we everyone door, and we brung everyone out, and we told them to come downstairs. We all had a dance battle to their type of music. So a bunch of having music and a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the little things we used to do because we really had nothing but each other.
Now, when you finally got a chance to play on the field, because you didn't have the traditional high school, 4 years of high school, whatever, JV, freshman, JV, varsity. But when you got a chance to go on the field, you played pretty well. When did you notice during your time in Lackawanna, like, hey, man, I'm kind of him on the field a little bit?
Honestly, it never really hit me because that was just me having fun, me just being in a good headspace, me just being myself. So, like, I always been a high energy guy, like, even outside of the pads, you feel me? So it was really just me being me out there, just a happy kid that's playing something that he loves.
And so when did the recruiting kind of pick up for you? Like, when we know by the end you had some really big offers, but when did coaches and recruiters start noticing you out there at Lackawanna?
Well, when I first got there, I had a lot of teammates that was already getting recruited by big name schools. Like, we got Jair, we got Tig, the safety for Penn State, Jair Brown. Like, we had people like him there. We had Robert Kennedy there, and also a few people that already left. Oh, also Fedarius Payne. So them people was getting scouted by a lot of guys. But when I first got there, I was on the bottom of the depth chart. So I just built a name for myself. Like, they got their recognition, but I made sure I got mine too by doing what my coaches coached me up to do.
And so going through all the stuff that you went through, in high school, and then even at the beginning of Lackawanna, not being able to get to spring, what was it like to finally, get on the field, make some plays, and then have coaches say, hey, man, start dishing out some of those offers?
It was honestly like a dream come true because I know what it took to get there. And for my mom not to be able to pay for college, that really meant the most to me because she had it hard herself, But once I got the recognition, it felt good, but it never really hit me. It never really hit me because I wasn't looking for all the recognition. I was just looking to do something I let her do.
Now, who was the first school to actually reach out to you? Like, what was the first school to actually show interest in and give you an offer while you were at Lackawanna?
The University of Tennessee.
Wow. So you got an SEC offer off the rip.
And then that's when Hawaii called me, but they didn't offer me. But after Tennessee, I know I got Maryland, then I got Delaware State. And then after Delaware State, I think that's when I want to say Hawaii, but I'm not sure.
but to get an SEC offer, man, after really only playing like 1 year of football, that's pretty impressive.
Hey, dang, I was that good. And then, my friends, they really tell me more so about how great of a season I had than I realized how great of a season I had. Like, I put up video game stats. Like, I caused 15 turnovers by myself in one season.
Wow. Now, at Lackawanna, you only were able to play 1 year at Lackawanna because the next year was COVID. Am I correct on that?
Yes, sir.
And so what was that like? So take me to that. Like you ball out, you cost 15 turnovers, you're getting these offers, you're thinking you're probably going to do another year, and then COVID hits. Like what was going through your mind when that would happen?
Coming into my sophomore year, like I always set high standards for myself. I wanted to outdo what I did my freshman year. So you can look at 1 year and be like, okay, now we see the growth. But when they cut it short, it really wasn't too much to me because I done been 3 years without football. So I knew how to maneuver around it just to stay in shape. For other people, it's been harder, but I've been there before. So throughout the whole process, I just worked out. I talked to a slew of coaches every day, and I just kept my head on my shoulders. I still enjoy life. I got to spend time with my family before I left. So that's all it was for me because, I couldn't take no visits. That's something I really wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that sucks. Yeah.
So I was just with my family or just working out.
Man, that is crazy, man. So, like, we know the story. You were committed to Georgia. When did Jackson State come into play? And who was the first person from JSU to reach out to you?
Jackson State came into play like shortly whenever Coach Prime was eligible to talk to recruits.
Okay.
Because I know for a fact I was the first recruit he talked to because he told me, and I was the first one to offer. The first one that he offered. But yeah, when Coach Prime called me, I was shocked, and I didn't know that he was about to be a head coach. So once he got the opportunity, he told me what he believed in and what he was doing it for. I was like, this chance don't really come that often, but I had to pray about it. And I had to really sit down and think about it because I never heard of Jackson, Mississippi, or I never knew what to expect when I got here. Because also, like, you gotta realize this is where you about to be living at for the next who knows amount of time. So I just took a risk. I just put all my faith in Coach Prime, and that's the best decision I made.
Wow, man. And I love to hear that, man. That's awesome to hear because another thing that, it's been a year or so now, but when you came to JSU, it's not the JSU that you're at now. Like, what was it like, that spring season that when you first hit campus and, you had fields that you couldn't play on when it rained and different things like that? Like, what kind of was going through your mind when some of that stuff was happening? Was you kind of second guessing it, or was it a little hesitation? What was it like?
A lot of these things that we went through, I used to go through at home. So it was me. I can't really complain too much. Only thing I can do is thank Coach Prime for making sure that don't happen again.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Once again, we're talking to Nugget Warren of Jackson State. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Now, like you said, you came through, man, and y'all had that spring season, and it was a lot of turnover from the spring season to last fall. Just what was it like going through that short spring season, but you weren't able to play ball, but it was a lot different, and it was like, what, a 5-game season or whatever? What was that like when you first got to campus and playing that year?
Honestly, I didn't like you said before, I didn't have a sophomore season, so that was like sophomore season. So I just knew, like, just be you. That's the mindset I kept. Just be you and have fun with it, because the chance don't really come that often, and especially coming off all of the recognition I had, like, you just got to be yourself.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now that we got like a little backstory, we were able to watch you win. What's it like, man, playing for Coach Prime and playing with those guys that you play with, and all the fun you guys seem to be having out there on the field and on the sideline? What's that like for you?
I'm gonna be honest. Like, the best competition I have is in practice, because we have talent all over the board. Like, the guys that we even go against on scout team, they can go to Division I school and start. So I absolutely love that aspect of it. But being up under Coach Prime, he's like a mentor, a coach, and a father all in one. Like, he can relate. That's the one main thing I can say about Coach Prime. He can relate to anyone, because he been through it. He lived it.
Yeah, man, you're right about that. He definitely lived it. And one thing that's super unique about you guys' program as opposed to every other program is the social media aspect. It seems like cameras is everywhere, and NIL deals and all this stuff. What's that like? Is that distracting for you as a player to know that, you know, Deion Jr. is filming everything, or the pregame show is interviewing you guys on the sideline? Like, how do you feel about those kind of things?
Think about it. Everybody asks for exposure, and it's right there. So you can't exactly.
Hey, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, and I don't have an issue with it, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be myself on camera or off camera. So what you see is really what you get.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's talk about the season, man. You guys are 6-0. Yes. You got a big game against Campbell. Like you said, it's homecoming week. There was so many expectations put on you guys because of what you were able to do last year, 2021 season, SWAC East champ, SWAC champ, Celebration Bowl appearance. Just what has this season been like for you so far? I mean, how have you felt about it? I know there's been different things said about you in the media, and I don't know if you listen to those things, but like, what has it been like for you so far?
I mean, for me, it had its ups and downs, but it comes with life. It's trials and tribulations with anything you do. Like, if things was just handed to you and it came easy, then it really wouldn't be meant for you. It's not about the things you go through, it's how you overcome it. So the things I went through, I overcame, and it made me become a better person.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, like in one thing I like about your game, and I want to talk football a little bit, is that you are a really aggressive tackler. Most corners ain't known for tackling. Let's just put it out there. Most corners they like to avoid tackles, or they hop on top of the pile. But you one person that sticks your nose in there.
Ever since I was a child, I took pride in contact. Like, it don't matter. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter how big you are. I'm gonna test you hot. I'm gonna test it.
Hey, you definitely be testing it, man. So I want to. You said something earlier. You talked about the competition in practice. Who is like, we're not talking about other teams. Who is your favorite person on your team to go up against one-on-one? Good, bad, or indifferent? Who is the one that you like, man? I love matching up against him because he's gonna really make me work.
I name a couple for you. I like going against Shane Hooks, Malachi Wyman, Rico Powers. I like going against our new receiver, number 6, Mark Pope. Yeah, he's a guy. Of course, I love going against Dallas. Man, we got so many. Ones I can name for you off the top, because we go at it on the daily. Oh, and David Studstill, he a sleeper too.
Yeah, with David Studstill. Now you basically named the whole wide receiver room. I mean, you basically named everybody out there.
Man, it's so many. It's just so many. I want, man, all of them.
That's what it felt like just now, man. You basically named all of them, man. Now, Nugget, you guys have Campbell coming into Jackson this weekend. It's a big game. They're expecting a sellout crowd, 60,000. It's homecoming, all the pageantry and festivities. But this is a team that's 4-2 on the year, and it's really physical. That's a good football team and one of the better teams in all of FCS. What are your expectations? How are you feeling about a game like this that has this type of magnitude? They have a former NFL player as their head coach, and they're coming in with high accolades and some big-time wins. How are you feeling about this game?
There ain't no better way to have a homecoming like this. It's power against power. They're not going to come in here and lay down, and we're not going to come in here and let them take what's ours. Like, you seen what we did. We played other teams on their homecomings. We ain't trying to be like them teams, you know?
That is funny, man. You're right about that because the Alabama A&M game, it wasn't a fun homecoming that year, and then even a couple of weeks ago.
Like I said, we locked in this homecoming week for sure, but we know the mission. We ain't trying to be like them other schools we played at their house.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And you can't let nobody come in on your homecoming and beat you in front of 60,000 people. That just can't be the message.
I ain't going for that for sure.
So what has been the message from Coach, either Coach Prime or any of the coaches? What has been like the number one message they've been preaching to you guys this week going into this Campbell game?
Stay focused and know what the goal is.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So we as fans and as broadcasters or whatever, we get a little piece of Coach Prime and his I like to call them like sermons. Like you be giving sermons in the locker room or in the facility. What are those like for a person who's actually in there and listening to those sermons that I call?
Honestly, Coach Prime be saying some things like you won't even. It feel like he don't even know nothing that you got going on. Like whatever. Like let me stop speaking like this. I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro. Just talk to him. Like I mean, that's what it is. Like if that's what it is, what it is.
Coach Prime takes whatever message that God gives him, and he just lives it through. He lives God's words through himself. Whatever the message is that day.
Absolutely, man. Are you got any family, any friends coming in town for homecoming? And if so, how you feel about that?
Oh, no, sir. My family coming out for senior week because, I live in Maryland. Okay. That's 14-hour drive, and I felt pretty. So,
yeah, you're right about that.
Home game, I got the family coming out, and I'm really excited for that. And that's going to be another great
man.
Southern.
That's awesome. Yeah, the Southern game. Okay, so yeah, that's the next week. The Southern game is going to be a big-time game, man. Just how does your family, talk to me about, I know your family's got to be proud of you, man. Like, proud of you, proud of your school, proud of your football team, all the accomplishments. I mean, the goal is, the job's not done on the season, so I want to get ahead of myself. But you guys have won a conference championship, and you've done some really great things at Jackson State. And Jackson State as a school and as a football program has kind of taken the country by storm. How does your family and friends back at home feel about that, and you being a part of it, being a big part of it?
Nah, the support I got back at home is crazy. Like I didn't expect the support system that I have to have my back the way they do. They're very excited I had the opportunity to achieve my goals. They're happy I got the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, just be up under Coach Prime and learn as much from him as I can. So the support I got home is very big.
Absolutely, man. Now I got your website on the screen, man. Tell me about your website. What's on the site? We'll take a look at it, and what are some of the things that people can actually do when they go to your website?
All right, so if you click on the website below, I have some of my merch for sale. I got some nice D4W merch, some things that you can also not just wear to a football game, but wear out anywhere. It's some nice apparel on there. Also, if you would like to book me for anything, you can also have a way to contact me through there as well. So everything Absolutely. You need is.
Yeah, I'm showing off some of your gear, man, and then one of the things that's not included on here, but I saw via social media, was the Jacktown jerseys. Talk to me about the concept of creating the Jacktown jerseys. What inspired you to make that? What kind of came about? How that kind of came about?
I also have some Dejon Warren jerseys, and I have 4 on hand, so it's really first come, first serve. And the way you can get them is just by hitting me up on social media, and if need be, I'll ship it out to you. But I came up with the concept Jacktown because I actually interact with a lot of people out here in the city, and I found out that's what they call Jackson. So I just basically jersey concepts, and I just changed the name. And for the ones that got the Tigers in the front, I replaced the G with the outline of the state of Mississippi.
Man, that was awesome. That's a sweet looking jersey, man. Hey, those are gonna sell fast for the folks who haven't reached out to you to get one. I definitely know that is coming. So Nugget, I want to talk to you.
I said one more thing. The ones I do have on hand, I will sign them as well. So they'll be signed on the inside collar of the jersey, and I ship it out.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I hope we're trying to get those sold before the end of homecoming weekend. How about that? Let's make up the audience with Nugget. We're trying to get his jersey sold before the end of the end of homecoming weekend. It's gonna be 60,000 fans in the stadium. I think we can sell a couple jerseys to get those off and support the Jackson State Tiger.
The jerseys have great material. You'll love it. And you'll be feeling like you're wearing it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Feel like you're about to get in the game, man. Feel like Coach Prime about to put you in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, like your sub Nugget out. He's tapping his helmet. You go in, you replace him. You know what I'm saying? We can make it happen. Now, Nugget, I want to get you a couple more questions and we'll get out of here, man. So I want to talk to you about, like, what are your goals both individually and for the team the rest of the season? What are the things that you kind of want to see happen before this year's over with?
Individual.
Oh, it looks like we might have lost Nugget. There we go. Think we got you back. Can you hear me?
I'm so sorry.
It's all good, man.
All right, so individually, my goal is just to continue to help my team out in the best way possible. Anything Coach need me to do, I'm going to get it done for y'all. But as a team, we just got to finish strong and go ahead and bring these 2 rings back to Jackson. Because last year, we cannot end the season like that, y'all.
Yeah, nah, man. Definitely don't want to see the disappointing end. I don't want to rehash on it, but I kind of do. What was that like losing that game last year?
Nah, it left a bad taste in a lot of it. It left a bad taste. I say that wasn't a good feeling, and we're not going to relive that again.
And was that like a motivation for this season? Because, I mean, you guys started off, y'all beating teams by 40 points a game. Was that kind of the motivation to kind of go out and beat up on teams this year?
Like, when people say turn your losses into lessons, that's exactly what we did. We learned from that. So we know how that feels. So we don't want to have that feeling again. We know what we gotta do. And the guys that we bring aboard with us that didn't experience that with us last year, we hold them accountable. We hold them to the same standard as we're holding ourselves.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, Nugget, I want to ask you, man, what are some of the things you enjoy off the field? What are some of the things? Are you a video game guy? Do you like to read? You got, what are some of the things that you enjoy outside of football?
No, I'm a very social person. I like to get out in the community. I like to meet new people. I like to converse. I'm a people's person. So, and I got high energy. So that's what I mainly do if I have time to. But other than that, I like to listen to music. I'm a big music guy. I love music, every kind of music. So I just be in my room, chilling, listening to music, watching film.
Who are some of the artists that we listening to? Who you tapping into? Both chilling. Actually, this is a 2-part question. When you're chilling at home, and then before the game, we got. So who are some of the? Are they some of the same? If they are, let us know.
I see. Look, back at home, we got a lot of artists. So these are some DMV. Okay. I won't know their names, but once you
but I'm always willing to be put on. I'm always willing to be put on. You know what I'm saying? I got the Apple Music. I can tap in.
All right, but I listen to No Savage. I listen to Giz Wap, DBO Dog, Big Flop, JG Riff. I listen to Glocker Jones. I listen to Lil Low.
I listen to a lot of people.
I listen to O-Dog. I listen to him too. That's probably just about it for before the game.
Before the game. Okay.
I listen to a lot of industry artists. I listen to some Dirt, some Rodway. I like throwbacks too. So
okay.
We grew up on what you grew up on. I listen to now. So
how would you think I am, man? I don't know what I grew up on.
I'm just saying, like my dad listened to a lot of slow music growing up, so that's why I still do it. That's what I'm trying to say. I ain't trying to say you older than that.
Nugget, I'm only 26, bro. I ain't that old. You know what I'm saying?
But the music we used to listen to growing up.
I feel you. It's like, I don't know how old you think I am. I'm only 26 though. Like, I know you be talking to some older folks, you feel me? But I ain't one of them.
All right. 25. My bad.
It's all good, dog. It's all good, man. One thing I know about you guys' team, and I want to ask you is, y'all like the drip, dog. Like, what's on the chain? What's some of the drip? Like, what's the go-to like fits when you step out? You know what I'm saying?
All right, so it's a jeweler out. His name Chris Jeweler. He made my.
I'm about to zoom in on you.
My fault. He made my D4W chain. So that's his signature right there on the back. So
I got y'all. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. So, that's nice.
Initials with my jersey number in the middle. I got my jersey number from my dad because I told you he didn't want to introduce me to football. So I took that from him. But yeah, everybody out here, they like to dress though. Especially where I'm from in the DMV, we always gotta be fly. Even when we chilling outside doing nothing, we looking nice. So that's knowing how to look nice. So that's how I dress all day, every day.
I feel you. So even when you step out and go to class, you're not going in sweats and nothing like that? Because
look, I mainly shop black owned, to be honest.
Okay.
A lot of friends that make clothing that got a lot of clothes, so I really be pushing their stuff. If I'm not wearing their sweatsuits, I'm wearing my own.
Okay. Hey, I like it, man. I like it.
I too. You look good too.
Hey, I ain't mad at all, man. I'm not mad at all, man. So, Nugget, I'll get you out on this, man. Like, I wish you the long, prosperous career, both at Jackson State and at the NFL. But, at some point, football stops. Like, what is your plans, your goals to do, like, outside of football, like, once football is finally over with?
Once football is over with, I probably do podcasts and things like that. I'm a people's person. I like to be in front of the camera. I like to speak, or I even be a host. Anything dealing with me being in front of a camera or being able to tell my story or to meet new people or the network, that's the things I'm into. And also along the time me being in the film, I'm gonna own a few businesses. So by that time I'll be able to live freely.
Absolutely, man. Well, Nugget, man, this is the website, www.nuggetwarren.com. Go get your merch, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I gotta ask this. The receivers at JSU, they kind of go by like the Blur Nation. Do the DBs, do you guys have like a nickname, or is there something that you go by?
Jack Boys.
The Jack Boys. Okay. I like it. I like it, man. Well, Nugget, man, congratulations on everything. Good luck this weekend against Campbell and the rest of the season. Once again, we're talking to Deion Nugget Warren. Make sure to go shop at his website, nuggetwarren.com. That's nuggetwarren.com. Anything else you want to tell the rest of the fans at home?
Now, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you for having me on here. And to the fans at home, I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed the story. Make sure y'all come out and support us. If y'all can't make it here, just make sure y'all watch us on TV. Support goes a long way.
Absolutely, man. Well, we will definitely be tapped in. We're wishing you the best against Campbell this weekend. Once again, this is Deion Nugget Warren at Jackson State. Thank you guys for listening. Be sure to hit that like button on your way out, and we will see you guys next time.